Please stand for the posting of the colors by the Harlingen High School 2022 Drill National JROTC Champions Female Color Guard under the direction of Master Sergeant Juan Gonzalez, and for the national anthem sung by Harlingen South Choir President Ms. Jessica Torres.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Who use but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you to the Harlingen High School JROTC Color Guard for presenting the colors and Ms. Jessica Torres. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Please remain standing. Thank you. You may be seated. Our welcome this evening will be given by our senior class president, Ms. Sierra Vidari.
Good evening. My name is Sierra Vidari, and I am the 2022 Senior Class President. I would like to welcome our superintendent, board members, senior administrators, faculty, and families to our 2022 Harlingen Collegiate High School commencement ceremony. Our senior class quote is, "We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two." And in reality, our class has been through quite a bit of both difficult and enjoyable experiences. We've experienced karaoke Fridays, winter formals, Hawaiian Wednesdays, senior prom, and multiple field trips we had the opportunity to go on. On the other hand, we've experienced many obstacles as well. Numerous amounts of families were affected mentally, physically, and financially due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, we were the first class to complete our first year of UTRGV classes in a virtual setting. Communication amongst professors was difficult. Understanding material was difficult, and even fundraising as a class was difficult. However, together, we got through it. We persevered and did our best to have an enjoyable high school experience. I know that each and every one of y'all are bound to do amazing things in the future. Remember to believe in yourself and to keep moving forward. So, to the first graduating class of UTRGV's Harlingen Collegiate High, congratulations, and good luck on all your future endeavors. Our program for this evening will continue with student addresses by our top honor students, followed by the presentation of graduates by the Harlingen Collegiate High School Principal, Dr. Pamela Flores, certification of graduates by the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Alicia Noyola, and our distinguished school board members will present the diplomas to our graduating seniors. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Joseph Villarreal, Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Schools. Dr. Villarreal will introduce our platform guest. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the 2022 UTRGV Harlingen Collegiate High graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District, I would like to thank you for being here tonight to honor our students and to acknowledge all who have assisted them on this important achievement. Buenas noches y bienvenidos a la graduación de los estudiantes de UTRGV Harlingen Collegiate High. De parte del Distrito Escolar de Harlingen, les doy gracias por estar aquí esta noche para honrar a nuestros estudiantes y reconocer a todos lo que han hecho este importante acontecimiento posible. Permítame presentarles a nuestros invitados en la plataforma. Por favor, mantengan su aplauso hasta que termine de reconocer a todas las personas. Allow me to introduce our platform guests. Guests, as I call your name, please remain standing until all names have been called. Audience, please hold your applause until all guests have been recognized. We begin with Dr. Pamela Flores, Principal. Mr. Elias Ortega, Associate Principal. Piper Ann Bauer, Valedictorian. Trinity Ciara Adam, Salutatorian. Sierra Vidari, Senior Class President. Dr. Valerie Paredes, Counselor. Dr. Alicia Noyola, Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Bobby Muniz, President of our Board of Trustees. Javier de Leon, Vice President. Dr. Belinda Reininger, Board Secretary. Dr. Nolan Perez, Board Member. Mr. Eladio Jaimes, Board Member. Audience, please join me in applauding all that they do to support our students. Esteemed guests, you may now be seated. At this time, allow me to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Bobby Muniz, President of our Board of Trustees.
Graduates, parents, Dr. Noyola, Dr. Flores, and staff, thank you for the privilege to speak to you this evening. I'm honored to be with you for your 2022 graduation. On behalf of the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District Board of Trustees, we want to be the first to congratulate you on your hard work and achievements. Unfortunately, Ms. Fleury couldn't be with us tonight because she is celebrating her granddaughter's graduation from Harvard University, but she sends her congratulations, and I know if she was here, she'd be jumping with joy for all of you. I've heard it said that success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, you should pay attention to what successful people do. I think it's just as important to pay attention to what successful people say. Do you know what a lot of successful people say? Follow your passion. If you do what you love for a living, you will never, ever work a day in your life. Well, I'm not going to tell you that, and I'm not going to talk about that. In fact, I think what's even more important is learning from successful people's mistakes, their errors, their failures, their catastrophes, so that you don't have to make those same mistakes. You can be accelerated by other people's mistakes if you just don't make them. I believe mistakes are the most important part of life. In fact, Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, and he failed 10,000 times before he got it right. People asked him what it was like to make 10,000 mistakes. And he said, I didn't make any mistakes. I just found the 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. You have to make mistakes. Think back when you were learning how to walk. You fell down. Your parents stood you up. You fell down. Your parents stood you up. You fell down. Your parents stood you up. Can you imagine if they had said, hey, this walking thing isn't working out. Let's just stay with crawling the rest of your days. You're doing that pretty good. We'll just stay with that. You had to make those mistakes, those errors. It's been consistent in our lives, the way we talk, the way you walk. I'm sure there's going to be times that you're going to make a mistake and you're going to say, oh man, this is bad luck. Or this is really holding me back. And I want to share a story with you that will maybe change how you think. It's a story of the farmer and his son. There was this farmer and his son, and they had one horse, and they farmed their land. And they were always working out in the hot sun. And one night, the lightning storm breaks out over the countryside, and it spooks the horse, and the horse breaks out of its stall and escapes, and it's gone. And the next day, the neighbors come to see the farmer and their son, and they say, oh man, this is such bad luck. Now you have no horse. You can't farm the land. And the farmer, who had learned over many years, he simply said, good luck, bad luck. You can't be sure. And the next day comes, and that horse that escaped, it came back. But it came back with 10 wild horses. And now the neighbors returned again, and all the neighbors said, oh my gosh, now you have 11 horses instead of 1. This is such great luck. And the farmer said, good luck, bad luck, you can't be sure. The next day, they were breaking in some of the wild horses, and the son was up riding on one, and one of the horses bucked and threw down his son, and his son broke his leg. And now his son had a broken leg, and he couldn't farm the land. And the neighbors came back again, and they said, oh man, this is bad luck. And the farmer said, good luck, bad luck, you can't be sure. The next day, a war broke out in the country, and then the soldiers came to take the young man from the villages to potentially fight to their death. But they couldn't take the young boy because his leg was broken. Good luck, bad luck, you can't be sure. You see, what I wanted to remind you of in this story is that sometimes when something goes wrong, that's your opportunity to get it right. I want you to think that way instead of just seeing it in the moment as it's a horrible luck or it's really bad luck. Look down the line of how this thing is going to make you better. If you do that, you're going to grow as a person. So before you say good luck or bad luck, think about the long-term view and how it's going to make you an even better student of life. And finally, parents, this has undoubtedly been a journey for you as well. I'm sure there have been many mistakes that have been made with your kids along the way, but you learned, you cried, you laughed, and you were there with unconditional love. Tonight would not have been possible without your unwavering support. Students, please stand. And give your parents a round of applause. They deserve it. Good job, parents. You can be seated. I want all the students that are here tonight to know we are your family, and we will always be here for you, and you can always come back to us for help. May God continue to bless you, and I wish you many mistakes and all the success in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muniz, for those words of wisdom and advice to our students. At this time, I would like to introduce our first honor student, the salutatorian for the class of 2022, Ms. Trinity Sierra Adam. Trinity is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Hector and Christy Bernius and Mr. Raul Adam. Throughout her time in high school, Trinity has set many goals for herself that have led her to reach her biggest goal yet, becoming the salutatorian of her graduating class. During the 4 years of school, she participated in many clubs such as Student Council, National Honor Society, Battle of the Books, Drama Club, PTSA, and the Harlingen South Southern Stars drill team. Next year, she will be attending the University of Texas at Austin and will major in journalism and communications, with hopefully a minor in computer science or advertising. After college, she hopes to receive a job at a newspaper or magazine company in Austin before applying to jobs in bigger cities like New York or Los Angeles. She would like to take the time to thank her parents, family, and friends for guiding her towards the right paths in all her 4 years of high school. She would like to thank her mom especially because she has been her #1 supporter since day one and her inspiration for reaching all her goals. She also wants to thank her sister, Serenity. Trinity states, "Serenity, words can't describe how much you mean to me, both as a sister and as my best friend. Continue to reach for the stars and go the extra mile in everything you do. Please help me welcome Miss Trinity Adam, the Harlingen Collegiate High graduating class of 2022.
Welcome, family, friends, teachers, administrators, and fellow classmates. So, let me tell you all a short, hopefully funny story about my process of coming up with an introduction for my speech. As many seniors know, the last few weeks, or some may say months, of our senior year before we graduate is when our senioritis hits the hardest and our procrastination becomes even more terrifying. And that is exactly what happened to me the night before this day my first draft of my speech was due. I remember I was freaking out a little bit about how I wanted to start off my speech. I remember thinking to myself, well, I want it to be funny. I want to make and hear everyone in the Performing Arts Center laugh. Well, I'm usually the type of person that laughs at my own jokes. So I did what any other kid my age does and asked the internet for some help. And when that didn't work, I went to my friends for some help. And their helpful answers were, just thank them for the award and leave. Or, honestly, I don't know, just make sure to keep it short. Ultimately, though, I decided this story would be a good start. Well, fellow seniors, we did it. We survived the long, endless nights of homework assignments, essays, projects, and studying that we all know we procrastinated on till the last minute. The countless number of times we cried because of our grades, and the number of times we asked in the group chat, wait, when is this due? We survived our first year of college classes, not just online, but also during the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused our 2-week spring break to turn into an almost 2-year break. It's so hard to fit all 4 years full of amazing and sometimes heartbreaking memories into one speech. I mean, how can you fit so many beautiful memories into just a few pages? I'll start from the beginning, when I met all of you that one fateful day at the old early college building for freshman orientation. And don't worry, I won't talk too long. I know you all have way better things to do, like, well, graduate would be the first thing that comes to mind. Walking into the old early college high school building for freshman orientation was probably the scariest thing I ever did in my life. I didn't know it back then, but I was stepping into the unknown, stepping out of my comfort zone that I once called St. Anthony's into a world I believed to be foreign to me. All my life, for as long as I can remember, was very structured and organized. Certain uniforms had to be worn on certain days. Mass or church was always on Fridays. Religion class was a must. Saying prayers before lunch was not uncommon. We had to pay on certain days if we wanted to dress up in whatever clothes we wanted to. And our grades were always encouraged to be above a 95, or else we would be in danger of receiving a B. Coming into early college, it was a complete 180 for me. I didn't have to wear a uniform every day. There was no such thing as Friday Mass or religion class. Saying prayers together before lunch was very uncommon, and no one seemed to care about getting a B on an assignment or test. During my freshman year, I learned the phrase, as long as I pass, I'm good, which I thought was very strange at first. Walking into orientation, into the cafeteria for the first time, I was a very shy private school girl who only knew 4 other people that came from the same school I did. The first day, I only talked to a few new people, but little did I know, those few people would be my closest friends during my senior year. I didn't know it back then, but by the end of orientation, after we took our class picture in front of the building, I not only met my closest friends, but I met my family as well. As a class, we went through a whirlwind of roller coasters and bumps in the road in order to get to where we are today. As freshmen, it's no secret that we were absolutely lost. I remember on my first day of high school, I went into the wrong classroom for first period, and I stayed in that same classroom until the bell rang for second period, and it was then that I finally realized, oh gosh, I was in the wrong classroom that whole time. So, it happens, even to the best of us. As sophomores, we started to get maybe a little bit of the hang in our high school schedules and life. If I could travel to one of my favorite memories from sophomore year, it would be winter formal. I feel like as sophomores that year, we were like Pitbull and didn't stop the party. And junior year, well, we don't talk about junior year. Let's just say that year was a huge adjustment for us due to the pandemic, transitioning from our traditional face-to-face to a new form of learning online. Let me just say, it was a little funny seeing the teachers trying to work the internet and Zoom during class time last year. During this time, I also found a new love for dance through the Southern Stars drill team at Harlingen South, and was very glad to have experienced it with 2 of my fellow classmates, Monique and Jasmine, along the way. And finally, as seniors, we conquered the biggest enemy of them all, senioritis. Thankfully, for our last year, we got to move into our new state-of-the-art building, and now, as the class of 2022, we get to brag that we're the first graduating class of UTRGV Harlingen Collegiate High. Now, I want to take this time to thank some important people in my life who made me the person I am today. First, I want to give a special thanks to our principal, Dr. Pamela Flores, our assistant principal, Mr. Elias Ortega, our counselors, Mrs. Alexis Pemberton, and Dr. Valerie Paredes, and all the HCH administrative and office staff. The continued support and dedication you all give to your students greatly shows, and is what gives us the motivation to do the best in both our high school and college courses, and to continue this success in the future. I also wanted to thank all my teachers throughout my years in high school, especially Ms. Cantu. You all have taught and showed us what it's like to be an example for the underclassmen, and have guided us to plenty of resources to help us with our UTRGV classes. So for that, I, as well as the rest of the senior class, thank you all. Ms. Cantu, you are a ray of sunshine. Throughout the 3 years I had you, you always had a smile on your face every day, ready to get to work. Even in the mornings when I had you for Spanish 3, you always had a burst of energy that made me smile every time. So for that, I give my special thanks to you. Next, I want to give the biggest thanks to all my friends I made here at HCH. Words cannot describe the impact you all have made on my life. Sierra, Ella, Nancy, Brianna, Ruby, Nathan, Lorena, Deborah, Madison, Josh, Joanna, Damaris, Grace, Manny, Sam, and Diego. To you all, thank you for all the laughter and smiles throughout the last 4 years. Thank you for giving me words of encouragement, even when I said I didn't need it. To Sierra and Ella, my 2 closest best friends, thank you both for being my best friends for as long as I can remember, and for showing me what it means to be a true friend. To the rest of you, Nancy, Brianna, Ruby, Nathan, Lorena, Deborah, Madison, Josh, Joanna, Damaris, Grace, Manny, Sam, and Diego, even though I've known you all for 4 years, it feels like I've known you all my whole life. I will miss the times we goofed off during most of our classes together, and all the memories we made these last 4 years. And I also wanted to give a special shout out to my friend and your class of 2022 valedictorian, Piper. You know, it's kind of funny, because when I graduated from 8th grade at St. Anthony's, Piper and I were Val and Sal together, so it's crazy to think that 4 years later, we both would be Val and Sal together again. Next, I want to give a special thanks to my parents, my best friend and sister Serenity, and my little brother Justo. To my mom and both my dads, words cannot describe how much love I have for you. Y'all have guided me towards making the right choices and towards taking the right paths. Y'all have showed me unconditional love and support for as long as I've been alive, and I love you all so much. To my mom and stepdad Hector, thank you both especially. You have both been the person to teach me what it means to be independent and to work towards my goals. You both are my biggest inspirations, and I love you both so much. To my best friend, my sister Serenity, thank you for teaching me a lot about speaking up for myself and about showing confidence every time I talk. You're an amazing person inside and out. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Even though you were given the title of my little sister, I'm glad to call you my best friend because you are exactly that. And finally, to my younger brother Justo, thank you for being your crazy self, even though sometimes you make me want to pull my hair out and second guess if I want to have kids in the future. Just kidding. As I prepare to close, I want to give a little advice to all the incoming freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. To the other classmen, freshmen and sophomores, your journey starts now. Make the most of it. It's okay if you're like me and you go into the wrong class on your first day. Make sure you get to know your peers well, because ultimately they are your family now. For the upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors, these years will be your hardest and most important years yet. Also, make sure you are on top of your studies, but most importantly, enjoy your last years. These are the years to make special memories with your friends before you all head your separate ways. Make the most of it. For us graduating seniors, bye. Just kidding. Just know that I enjoyed every bit of my high school experience with you all. And just know that this school, these people, and HCISD will always be a second home for us. With that being said, I solemnly say my goodbyes as your salutatorian for the class of 2022. Congratulations, my fellow classmates, we did it. Thank you.
It is my pleasure and honor to present Ms. Trinity Sierra Adam with the Salutatorian certificate. It is my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for the Harlingen Collegiate High graduating class of 2022, Ms. Piper Ann Bauer. Piper is the daughter of Andrew Bauer and Mrs. Mamie Bauer. Since the beginning of high school, she has held a leadership position working at Palm Valley Gymnastics and Dance as an instructor. She is also a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, PTSA, National Society for High School Scholars, and other various clubs and organizations. After graduating, she plans on attending Texas A&M at College Station, where she plans to pursue a bachelor's degree to broaden her knowledge in the field of science. She is extremely grateful for her parents and all they have done for her. Her parents have instilled in her the motivation and dedication that she needed to succeed and are always there for her. She would also like to thank her family, friends, and teachers that helped her along the way through her high school journey. She is so excited for this next journey in her life and for what the future holds. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the 2022 UTRGV Harlingen Collegiate High valedictorian, Ms. Piper Ann Bauer.
Hi, I'm Piper Bauer, class of 2022's valedictorian. Seniors, we have been waiting for this moment all year. Thanks to Ms. Ramirez's whiteboard, we were literally counting down the days for graduation. So can we give a big round of applause to the first graduating class of Harlingen Collegiate High? We got through those terrible cases of senioritis and finished this year strong. Honestly, the process of writing this speech was one of the worst cases of senioritis I had ever had. I know, even valedictorians get senioritis. It's a real thing. And I'm not even joking when I say that my friends were worried that I wasn't going to finish it. So in return, I want to thank all my friends for motivating me to get this done. I am so grateful for all the friends I made along the way, for keeping school fun even when it was stressful. Most importantly, I would like to thank my parents, Mamie and Andrew Bauer, for everything they have done for me. You have raised me with morals and values that have allowed me to strive for success. Not everyone is as fortunate to have parents like you, so thank you for always being there for me and pushing me along the way. I also would like to thank my sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, and the rest of my family for always being by my side and making me laugh even when I fall, both literally and metaphorically. And of course, thank you to all the teachers that made learning fun and helped improve our knowledge. I am just so grateful for everyone I met and gotten closer with along the way of our high school career. As you know, our graduating class had an unusual high school experience. Spring breaks of sophomore year ended up being a lot longer than expected due to the pandemic, and our entire junior year took place over Zoom. And senior year, we moved from our ECHS campus to our new and improved HCH. By the way, I love our new HCH campus, but I will never forget all the memories made at ECHS. It was tiny, but it definitely had character. Now, most of the memories we made in high school are specific to each individual senior, but some we shared together. I remember sprinting through the pouring rain to get under the cover of the old building and trying our hardest not to get soaked, but stepping in huge puddles anyway. During lunch, we played football, volleyball, and even frisbee, and then rushed inside to make it to physics on time. Our most recent memory was going to Six Flags and singing a cappella on the bus ride home, because our speaker broke. You don't need to tell me that high school brought both good times and bad times. You lived them. But these are the memories I want to try the hardest to remember, the ones we made the most out of when we had little to work with. We should let go of the petty and unnecessary drama that came with high school, and instead remember it for the good experiences we had and all that we learned along the way. My purpose for standing up here today and giving this speech is to provide advice to my peers. Honestly, I don't think I am any more qualified than the rest of you graduates to be standing up here telling you what to do with your life. I am just as lost but excited at starting this new chapter as you all. So here's my best. This year I learned the most important lesson of truly being conscious of the people surrounding me. Now this goes for everyone in the audience, no matter if you're a student, parent, teacher, sibling, or whoever you are. Look to the person on your right and look to the person on your left. Every person surrounding you at this graduation, every stranger you pass while shopping for groceries, every person you drive past in the city, and every person you have the slightest encounter with is human. Each of these people has something going on in their lives right now. They are real. They have emotions, feelings, and beliefs. In an age full of technology, where it is so easy to text, call, or FaceTime, we tend to desensitize ourselves to the fact that we are human. Modern technology is definitely a convenient way to communicate, but it can take away that emotional connection we get from human interaction. So think before you send an ugly Instagram comment, a mean tweet, or a rude text. Remember that each of us has our own lives that we are living. Remember that everyone has their own problems and struggles they are going through. Remember to have a level of respect and understanding for each other. You have a greater impact on someone than you could ever know. So take into consideration your words and actions. After all, we are remembered for how we act towards others. Our actions define us. And now that we are becoming adults, we must be more responsible than ever before for the things we do and how it affects those around us. Just don't forget that everyone around you is human too, and we're in this boat together. Now, with that said, since we are starting this new chapter of our life, think about what you want to do. Use this next chapter of your life to really focus on what makes you happy. What do you want to be remembered for? What story do you want to tell everyone around you? How do you want to affect the people in your life? What impact do you want to leave on the world? And while you are working towards this goal of figuring out what you want to do in life, whether it includes going to college or joining the workforce, do not forget to enjoy life. As valedictorian, I can say that because I studied as much as I did, sometimes I forgot that there are other things in life. So don't forget to have fun along the way. Experience as much as you can. Take the time to appreciate the present. Make memories, hang out with your friends, keep good connections with your family. Tell those around you that you love them. Stop making excuses and start living. Most importantly, do what makes you happy, because after all, life is meant to be how you want to live it. Thank you and God bless.
It is my honor to present Ms. Piper Ann Bauer with the Valedictorian certificate. And now for the certification of the senior class of 2022. Seniors, will you please stand? Dr. Alicia Noyola, Superintendent of Schools, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to present to you the UTRGV Harlingen Collegiate High graduating class of 2022. The students before you have met all the requirements set forth by the Texas Education Agency, Harlingen CISD, and Senate Bill 673. Seniors, please remain standing as we welcome Dr. Noyola.
Good evening. As the Superintendent of Schools, and with the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the state of Texas, it is with great honor that I present and certify that the students before you have satisfied all the requirements for graduation set forth by the Texas Education Agency and the more stringent requirements set forth by Harlingen CISD. This certification allows our students to participate in tonight's commencement ceremonies and be recognized for their accomplishments. Let's give all of our graduates a huge round of applause. Now, students, since this is the last time that I'm ever going to have a chance to talk to you, I'm going to ask that you indulge me a little bit and have a seat, because I do have a few things to say. So on behalf of the HCISD administration and the entire HCISD family, I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to you, class of 2022. But first, I'd like to start off by thanking our school administrators, our teachers and staff at Harlingen Collegiate High for helping our students reach this milestone. A very special thank you to our students' families and friends, either here or remotely. Thank you for being there for them, believing in them, and pushing them to do their very best. Graduates, as I look at you in your blue and orange gowns that we are seeing for the very first time in this auditorium, I can't help but reflect on the last 4 years. You entered Harlingen Collegiate High wondering how different the next 4 years were going to be for you. And boy, was it different. Not only did you transition to college at UTRGV, but you also faced a pandemic, online learning, a freeze, a hurricane, and a few floods along the way. And in spite of all of that, you are here. You know, we often have little control over what happens to us in life, but we have full control over how we choose to respond. And I will forever be proud and humbled by how you responded with positivity, adaptability, and perseverance. And as I thought about what I wanted to share with you today, I came across these famous words by Michael Josephson. He said, "Take pride in how far you have come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey." These words perfectly summarize my exact feelings and advice to you today. Your high school graduation is a time where the past, the present, and the future meet. It took hard work, dedication, and persistence to get to this day. But this is not the end. It's just the beginning. You have a very bright future ahead, and you get to decide what comes next. I challenge you as you embark on your next journey to continue to make good choices and use the values, skills, and talents you have learned and developed to persevere in all your future endeavors. Look at the past for motivation, make big plans and goals for your future, but appreciate each moment as it comes along. In a few minutes, you will walk across the stage to receive your high school diploma. I hope that you are enjoying this moment, because this is the present. When you wake up tomorrow, this will be your past. But I hope that it's a memory that inspires you to accomplish many other great things in your future. Remember, no matter where life takes you, your HCISD family will always be there rooting for you. Once again, congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Noyola, for your inspiring words. Distinguished guests, please assist us in the distribution of diplomas. Mr. Ortega, Harlingen Collegiate High Associate Principal, will announce our graduates.
Good evening. We will begin with our top 10 graduates. Will the first 12 graduates please make their way stage left? Celeste Yasmin Acuña. Trinity Ciara Adam. Grace Alcocer. Nancy Daniela Aldape. Piper Ann Bauer. Lorena Carrillo. Sofía Raquel González. Christopher Nowak. Ashley Nicole Turney. Sierra Elise Vidauri. Joanna Elizabeth Alvarado Flores. Diego Alejo Arredondo. Fernanda Arriaga. Ruby Margarita Gámez Ávila. Monique Amber Valderas. Desiree Ariana Barrera. Carla Belmontes. Valerie Marie Calderas. Damaris Cantu. Deborah Jean Grace Castañeda. Galaxia Castro. Jillian Alyssa Cespedes. Emily Jade Cruz. Ella Grace Davila. Emanueli Delgado. Jasmine Lee Fisher. Alaya Garcia. Shelly Garcia. Abigail Georgia Renee Garza. Alexis Garza. Joshua Luke Garza. Samuel David Garza. Valerie Lee Garza. Abigail Gomez. Jeremy Stone Gonzalez. Enedina Gonzalez. Juliza Guillen. Alejandra Savannah Gutierrez. Debony Garza Hernandez. Krista Lene Lopez. Madison Victoria Lopez. Naideli Lucio. Adam Tomas Maldonado. Jaira Martinez. Nathan Johan Martinez. Ramiro Morales Jr. Christopher Navarro. Amber Ruby Olvera. Victor Trinidad Padilla. Jocelyn Padron. Jacqueline Marie Peña. Brianna Vianney Perez. Kaylin Delaney Perez. Alondra Ramirez. Andres Ramirez. José Alfonso Ramos. Thomas Lowell Bo Rivera. Troy Edward Jin C. Rivera. Kaylee Elisa Sanchez. Nathan Efrain Santillan. Alyssa Danielle Serrata. Karina Serrata. Ethan David Silva. Brianna Nicole Tulloch. Brianna Lexi Valles. Merari Alondra Vargas Rodriguez.
Congratulations, senior class of 2022. Let's give them a round of applause. We've always said from the start that at Harlingen Collegiate High we are family, and you can tell how they love each other. That is what brings us the most pride about our students. Let's give them another round of applause. Graduates, will you please stand? I take great pride in asking you to move your tassel from your right to your left. This movement signifies that you have gone from being a student to being a graduate of UTRGV Harlingen Collegiate High. Thank you, honored students. If you will please take a seat. At this time, we will do our presentation of the Student Council banner as we close out one year and start a new year. I would like to thank our exiting officers for their unyielding service to our Harlingen Collegiate High student body and for leading our students with integrity, respect, and pride. The outgoing officers are Student Council President Celeste Acuna, Vice President Kaylan Perez, Treasurer Damaris Cantu, Parliamentarian Vianey Quiroz Martinez. Congratulations to our incoming Student Council officers. Our Student Council President is Ernesto Segura. Vice President Matias Mata. Secretary Andrea Ramirez. Treasurer Maya Shihari. Parliamentarian Brandon de los Reyes, and Public Relations Haley Mendoza. Student Council officers, remember to uphold your office with the expectation of overseeing all clubs and organizations on the campus of UTRGV Harlingen Collegiate High, while exemplifying the pillars of good character at all times. Remember that you are the role model that the students after you will follow. Harlingen Collegiate High is formed on the foundation of educating students to reach their full potential with a strong sense of self-worth, academic distinction, and outstanding character. Congratulations to our newly elected Student Council officers. We trust you will pave the pathway toward excellence and begin a new chapter at Harlingen Collegiate High. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, students. Graduates, you have successfully completed 4 years of high school and 2 years of college. Let's take this moment to stand and acknowledge your family members, your teachers, and your friends that have supported you along the journey. Congratulations, class of 2022. We are very proud of you. Let's celebrate our students with a round of applause. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. Please remain seated while our graduates exit the auditorium to their senior song.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. You're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know.